When you start, they playing the game and they think they playing, but they remote was never plugged in.
And the sad part is that that's what happened to me when I grew up. I was always tails.
at, the, at the top,
Yep.
like you know,
Yep. Miranda always used to give me a remote and I was always
you
tails.
used to think
Mm-hmm.
but Tails was just following Sonic. He wasn't actually playing.
Well, I was playing.
You're like, oh, I can't get none of the rings. Like that's because you're not supposed to. Stupid. Did you start us already?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, guess we'll start from right there. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Hey, Let's Find Out. I'm your host, Arnold. And we have with us today, well, she always with us, but we always make it seem like her
They
mic is
finally gave
plugged
me a
in.
mic this time.
Gave her a mic. And it's just me. It's not us. Cooper ain't here.
Yep.
I think it's actually good for the topic we got today. I don't want to get us in too much trouble. It's one less of us equals lesser trouble.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm going to get us in trouble with how I think
Well,
on this
I'll keep
subject.
you on track.
It's perfect that you're here, though, because we need a woman's point of view. And we kind of, well, I guess it ain't late because people still talking about it as if it happened yesterday. But you want to give some insight on what we talking about?
You
Nope.
want to start
Nope.
off?
Nope. No.
No?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. No.
Go.
Yeah.
You
No.
go. You go.
I'm gonna unplug your mic and keep playing. Well, what we starting today is our feelings based on Roe versus Wade, how it was overturned, and now states can decide whether or not to legalize it or illegalize it. Well, we actually live in a state where
It's legal.
it's legal here,
Mm-hmm.
but you got what was it, 26 other states?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's about 26, something in that range. Other states that are banning abortion. For those who don't know, Roe versus Wade is basically the rights to be able to have an abortion. I'm pretty sure most of our listeners know what that is.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? How do you feel?
Well, there's a lot of feelings. Like, I mean, for one, I work at a women's clinic, so we deal with pregnancy every day, getting women pregnant, helping women give birth, and so birth and children are beautiful. But I also know that when I was younger, and having the option of being able to have an abortion if I wanted to, because it was my choice, my right, that you should be able to.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I,
But
I agree.
you know, I don't know. Let's hear your side.
My side.
Yep.
Um, I agree. Don't get me wrong. What women are saying, I agree. Like you should have your own choice whether you want to have an abortion or not. Because okay, I'll start with saying this: the 26 states, or 20, I think it's 21 other 26 states that are banning abortion, right? Also had the death penalty, and they pushing this thing where it's like we pro life, you know.
Hmm.
So if you're gonna push to ban abortion because you're all about life, but your state is one of the fewer states that have the death penalty, are you pro life or are you just pro taking somebody's decision away?
But I don't
Like,
even think not even just the death penalty, but it's the woman itself. I mean, if a woman is in distress and she can't carry this baby to term, they're more worried about the fetus than the mother. They'll let the mother die before they let the fetus die.
are you assuming that or you
No,
know that for a
that's
fact?
true. There's so many stories out right now, especially like right after they passed that like people were waiting hours while their doctors were trying to go with their lawyers to figure out if they could, help them or perform abortions or perform a late term pregnancy. Now, eventually they're going to, have a rule set, but in the meantime, until they're figuring it all out, there is a lot that's going to happen.
Are y'all assuming these things or y'all know for a fact? Or this is like a what they call a slippery slope, which I
Right.
mean, like this is how far that we know they'll take it,
Yeah.
which is true. Our government is like that. But here is where I disagree with what women are saying right now. Well, their stance. This is my disagreement in what women are saying now. So now that Roe versus Wade has been overturned, right? All the women, the statement that they're saying now is men, you need to say something. This is not just a woman's issue. This is everybody's issue, right? And even Jasmine Sullivan, right? She recently won an award, and I like Jasmine Sullivan. This isn't a knock to her, but she made it like a public statement where it's like, if you've ever benefited from having an abortion or something of that sense, like you need to stand up and say something. If you're a man, this also affects you. Now, can we agree before I make my next statement? That is what everybody is saying. Men need to speak up,
Okay.
right? So now they got that statement as y'all want us to speak up. But when it was an issue before it was overturned, the statement was no man should be discussing what a woman does with her body. That was the slogan. Just the same way it now is we need to speak up. So as a man, when they came out, even though I was in agreement, when you state that we shouldn't be discussing women's bodies, regardless if I'm pro life or whatever the other case is, I agree with you. No man should be discussing a woman's body. So I was quiet. I let it be a woman issue. I let women handle it. So you can't go back. You can't tell me to shut the F up. And then now that you lost, you want me to speak up for you.
I think they're just saying that you shouldn't have a decision of what we do, but you should support
We did
saying
in
that
silence.
saying
And now we'll support the same way
no,
in
but
silence.
saying that that other men shouldn't have that decision.
No, because it wasn't that we shouldn't have the decision. It was we shouldn't be discussing what women do with their bodies. And I agree. And what I did was listen and I shut up. And now that you lost, you telling me I need to speak up. Now I got to talk. Now you want me to stand up for you. I still am in agreement with what you're saying. Like it's a woman's decision. Like, I mean, whoever makes that decision. But also, when you told me to shut up, I'm going to be quiet and I'm not going to talk again. I'm not in the business of, oh, now I can talk. Like, no, you told me to be quiet. Now I'm quiet. Now you
Mhm.
lost. Now, oh, this is our decision too. You should have never came up with that. That should have never been how they handled it the first time.
Yeah, but even though that is, you still have sisters, nieces,
Yep. And I'm being quiet. They need to handle their
cousins,
business.
I mean, you have, you know, women in your life that you need to protect and be able to speak up and stand for.
And I would have.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what got
See
said.
that, but that's contradicting what you're saying. You can't tell me that we need to be quiet, and now that you are not winning, you want me to talk
Well,
because I
sometimes
know
you just need a little extra people to help in the fight.
you should have never said that. Then that's like okay,
But maybe they wanted to fight on their own first, and then now that we
no,
need the extra
that's not the way
backup,
that works.
just
That's not
like
the
in
way that
Thor.
works. Don't no. That's like if I was with my cousin or family member, and I was like, yo, they was about to go fight, and I'm like, you want to fight? You want me to help you? We can jump him. Like, nah, I got this. You sure? Nah, I said I got it. Then you get your ass out there and you get beat up. Now you like, where was you at? You told me not to jump in.
But
No, now we just going home and you taking your L.
but some people would be like, all right, let's go back.
No, I'm not going back. It's hot
Well
outside.
that that's you, but I'm just saying that.
You should have just said, yo, do what you gotta do. Cause I was gonna jump in anyway. Like, yo, we in here. I would have jumped in, but you told me not to, so I didn't. And now you in a predicament where you lost. Cause if you would have won, we would have never had this discussion. You would still be saying men don't speak on women's bodies, which I agree. I'm not in it to tell a woman like, "Oh, you should have listened to men and you should have let us talk." I'm just saying when you told us not to talk, whether we were in agreement with you or weren't, we listened.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. All I gotta say is that seriously,
I was thirsty. All you gotta say is,
I don't even know. I don't even know that I am pro-choice, pro-life,
mm-hmm.
and I don't know. Go ahead.
Huh?
I don't know. Go ahead.
See, this why we unplug her mic, y'all. This why we sit her in the back with an unplugged mic.
My bad. My bad. Go.
You're not helping the women at all with your argument. But
See, I don't know. I'm a weird feminist.
you're not a feminist.
I mean, okay. I just, I don't know. I'm a weird female because I see things and
Oh, okay.
I see things like the way, it should. And then I see things on the opposite
Yeah,
end.
you can see both. You
Yeah.
can walk in another person's shoes.
And because, not to put my stuff out there, but I deal with fertility issues. And I know that was some people's issue too with saying like, okay, they're supporting, these big companies are supporting these abortions, but they're not supporting fertility treatments
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So it's like, but still, I'm still pro life, like pro choice, you know, pro
Mm-hmm.
choice. I'm not. What is it? Is it pro choice?
I think it's pro-choice.
Pro
I don't
choice.
know.
So regardless if say 5 years from now, even though I struggle with having a baby, and I decide, shit, in 5 years I don't want this baby. I have that decision to say I don't want this baby.
Mm, I guess. Well, y'all lost that fight. I'm gonna just let y'all know that that's over with. And I was rooting for y'all. But what I will say to black and brown women is that's no longer your fight, so let it go. You have a new fight because your what is it? The death rate of women of color um having babies is high. So there'll be more women of color dying because in certain states you can't have an abortion and you'll be forced to have a baby, right? So you should stop trying to fight this Roe v. Wade thing. We lost that fight. You got to look at the war. You lost the battle, not the war. You lost the fight, not the entire war. So now you want another phase of the entire war where y'all need to look at and hold doctors accountable, come up with try to get laws passed to make it easier and better for women of color to have these babies where they're safer, protected, looked at as a person, but y'all still trying to fight a war or fight a battle about something that you lost. Like it's over with. You got to move past that, you know? And just like you were saying with those big companies, I don't trust them. How they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll pay for you to what are they saying? We'll pay for you to have an
Your
abortion or
travel
your travel
expenses,
expenses, and
yeah.
we're helping you and supporting you to go out of the state to do these things." You got a company like Disney. Disney is worth billions of dollars, right?
Mhm.
They're speaking up now when if they would have spoke up before they even overturned it, I'm guaranteeing you our country is ran off of money. Our country is a company.
Mhm.
So if you got a company worth billions of dollars making a statement saying that no, we don't agree, that would have never happened. But now you're making a statement, oh yeah, we got y'all back. They only doing it for clout chasing. They don't really care.
Yeah.
So that's what y'all need to be worried about. All these big companies now saying like, we're gonna pay for our employees to go over to different places if they can't you know, afford to have an abortion. We'll pay for it. We'll foot the bill.
Yeah.
But if these companies would have spoke out before they overturned it and show what side of the fence they was on before it would have never been overturned
Right.
because now y'all would have been backed by money. So they're not in your best interest. They're not doing it for your
They're
best interest.
yeah, they're
They're
just
just
doing
doing
it
it.
for your support
Yeah,
to make themselves look good.
yeah. Like they really don't care.
Mhm.
And that's one thing I want people to women to realize. Like these companies do not care. By the time they even come up with the money they said they was gonna give you to travel out of state, the 9 months been passed and you would have been had a baby.
Right?
Better pocket that. Speaking of having a baby, you remember that video
Oh,
about the guy
yeah.
pulling up to give his
That you watched like 500
that shit
times.
was funny to me. It's hilarious. I seen like a part of it where it doesn't show the whole thing.
Yeah.
And for those that you that don't know what we're talking about, we're talking about the video of the guy coming to his baby mama's house
Mhm.
to drop off food for his son, that he does this every day. And then out of all the days, I don't even want to sound biased. I'm gonna just say what happened. The guy drops off food for his son at his baby mom's house. She comes outside saying, "I'm going to expose you. I got I got three other kids, including yours. I got four kids. So if you're gonna bring food for one of them, you need to bring food for all of them." Don't you just unplug it?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you hear what I said?
Yeah.
So
Elijah, here is your reminder. Elijah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep talking.
oh, I was just waiting on you to. You seem like you was busy over there.
Go ahead.
See, this is why we have her in the background, so she can handle all that stuff when we not able to. Alexa wanted her voice to be heard. It's talking about. Okay, I lost my
So
train of thought.
basically, the video is of a guy who brings his kid McDonald's, and the baby mom has three other additional kids, and he didn't bring food for him. So she's trying to expose him, saying that he's a bad person and that he needs to feed her other kids because she doesn't get her stamps till the 11th.
But her nail in the video, her nails were done and all this other stuff, right? And as of late, you found out like it was all a ploy. Even though I kind of figured that when you watched it, because it's like, man, that should look fake. Because ain't no way, right?
Right.
But it brings up the question: in that situation, if it was real, do you agree with the woman or do you agree with the guy?
I agree with the guy. I don't think that he needs to feed her kids. Now, if every once in a while he does bring them food, nice. Thank you. Or if she would have been like, "Hey, can you pick up food for the other kids? I'll Venmo you something, or I'll
Right?
pay you back or
Or
something."
hold her composure outside because he does. Apparently, he does it every day. He brings his son food every day.
Yeah.
Just to sit and chill or whatever the case is. But if you know you ain't got no food in the house, don't come outside talking about you gonna expose me because you're exposing yourself. I don't live there, and
Right.
apparently, if my son was with me, he'd be eating.
Mhm.
You're not exposing me. You're exposing you.
Right.
You broke. So if you were to keep it cool and just come outside and be like, "Yo, before you send him in that house with that food, I ain't got no food in there. Would it be okay if I borrow some money to such and such, or could you just grab,
Right.
something for them? Because I don't want them to feel like that. Or just let the boy come outside and eat in the car.
Right.
Or can y'all just go to the park? I'll just bring him outside and y'all go to the park and then you drop him off when y'all done. Because it's not his
It's not
responsibility
his
to feed
responsibility.
them kids. And I was getting mad and mad and madder on watching other people on social media. And not
But there was a
necessarily,
lot of people that were saying that he had no
yeah, yeah, yeah,
obligation.
yeah. Yeah. That it wasn't, but it's not the women that were making me mad,
Mhm.
because as if you were a mom, I can see you looking at it like, man, you ain't finna have all my, because them your kids. You're looking at it as them all my kids. I'm looking at it as I just got one. But who was pissing me off the most were men, simps. Like suckers, I brought 30 Happy Meals if there was 30 kids. Nigga, it was 4. Why you stretching it? Why you going? Why you that ain't even that ain't even matching the scenario. That's not even what's going on in there. Like, stick to what's going on. Like, you got, like, y'all so dug out or strung out for coochie that y'all got to make up scenarios to try to make yourself look good. Cause what's a Happy Meal, like $4?
I think I spend like $8 when I take stink.
I said, how much is one Happy Meal?
I did
It's like $8.
something like that. Yeah.
So one Happy Meal is $8. So you got what, 30 times 8? You gonna spend $200 for a bunch of rent? First off, ain't nobody. What, she got a puppy litter? Because she ain't nobody got that many damn kids. Second off, why y'all making it seem like, oh, I would have bought everybody something to eat? No, only person would have ate was my son. If that was my son, mama house, and that's what I do to spend some time with him, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm bringing him something to eat. Now, she would have asked me like, yo, then yes. But if that's what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. I don't care if your kids didn't eat, and why haven't your kids eaten? You trying to make it seem like you such a good mom, but your kids ain't eating, but you're out here with your nails done.
Right.
Bitch, if you don't pluck off one of them nails,
Well, that or she should answer where the other kid's dads,
right?
where the other 3
Where them other
dads.
niggas at? Dang, I said I was gonna stop saying that, but I couldn't help it. See, in case y'all don't know, I recently came up to I'm gonna stop saying the N word as much. It's hard
You've
though.
been doing good though.
It's tough, but certain situations you gotta say it because people be acting real niggerish. Like, you gotta slip one in there every once in a while.
I don't know. All I know is that he wasn't obligated to feed her kids, but
But
if she needed him to feed them, she could have asked nicely.
I still, after, like, if she would have made the scene and then asked me, I definitely wouldn't have bought nobody shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have bought nobody nothing. No. I tried to feed mine and you just threw it on the floor. No telling what you're gonna do
That
if I
would have
buy.
made me mad.
Right. Cause now you just told me you ain't got no food in the house. I brought my son something to eat and you just threw it. So he gotta starve. He gotta be hungry because you hungry.
Yeah.
And them other kids hungry. And man, forget them kids.
I'm not saying that like we don't feed kids. Like I mean,
Right. Like, if I was to go somewhere like to my cousin's house and I got my son and her kids is there and we finna stop and grab McDonald's, I'm gonna hit my
yeah, we
cousin
just did that
or
the
my
other day.
sister or somebody up, and be like, yo, did the kids eat? They hungry? I'm buying my son McDonald's. Like, do they want anything? Oh yeah, that's cool. Or no, they good. But I'm letting you know my son coming with McDonald's because he ain't ate or he said he wanted it.
Yeah.
But if I go somewhere like, and my sister was watching Elijah or something like that, and I got food for him, I'm still gonna bring them something too. But in
Right.
that scenario where it's like my son is at his mama's house, I'm not even expecting that he hasn't eaten. This is just me spending time with my son, so I'm gonna pick him up something. This is something that me and him do, right? Now I got to take up your slack because your kids ain't eating because you a bad mother.
Yeah, you just can't expect it every day. Like that's just too much money.
Every day. I ain't even finna buy my son McDonald's every day. Better eat some Salisbury steak or something.
What's next on our agenda?
Our agenda. The world's coming to an end. You ready for the world to end?
Sure.
Yeah. The CERN.
I know.
They opening portals. Apparently.
I don't know anything about.
I don't know what they using to open these portals, but apparently everybody's online freaking out because they opening portals in Switzerland. Remember the other day the sky was orange?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what the what they call it, conspiracy is. The conspiracy is they opening up portals to other dimensions. I don't even know what the hell CERN stand for. I'm just not concerned. But they opening portals from other dimensions in Switzerland. And the sky was orange and stuff like that here in Minnesota. Like, last week,
Yeah, but that
earlier
wasn't
this
that
week.
the sky was orange, but not because of a portal.
Was the sky orange in the on the entire planet or just here?
No, Minnesota.
Just
In
Minnesota.
North Dakota, I think.
In this region.
Yeah. Yeah.
The portal that they were talking about is in Switzerland. Like they were tying the two together. Like, see, I'm like, man, people get on my nerves, bro.
The portal's gonna run or be open for 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah. That's it. The CERN's mission.
Okay,
Our
go ahead.
work helps to uncover what the universe is made out of and how it works. We do this by providing a unique range of particle accelerators facilities to researchers to advance the boundaries of human knowledge.
Does that not, to be honest, that that sounds like the beginning of every horror movie. Like, why y'all fucking with that? Y'all ain't got no business touching that. If y'all believe in God, He put you on this planet for a reason. Now, all our listeners might not be believers in God or religious or anything like that. But if you do, you here for a reason. Now, if you want to go discover a planet, get your ass on a spaceship and go there. Don't bring that shit. Don't bring it here. Don't open nothing up. But the reason why I'm not concerned with it is they doing that shit in Switzerland. You know how far Switzerland is from here? I don't know exactly how far, but I know that shit far. I don't know the miles exact, but that's far. How far is Switzerland from here?
Let's see. How far is Switzerland? It's in Central Europe.
Far as hell. See? So most people ain't left the neighborhoods that they live in. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So for you to be concerned about something that if it was something to come out of there, ain't nothing we can do about it. If it's something going, like, there's nothing you can do about that. Now, concerning something coming out of it, people in Switzerland need to be worried if it was that deep, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But there ain't nothing we can do. I'm not finna rack my brain about it.
Oh, I got it. 4,975 miles.
Right. Most things don't even get to travel 10 miles off they block because right next door you got ops. So you worried about something 4,000 miles away. And then they like, oh, the sky orange. Bruh. So it just skipped over all them other places and came here first. But I want to say that for when it get deeper. CERN?
CERN. All right.
I want to save it for
We'll
like
do more
if we do
research
like
on that.
no, like if we have a conspiracy theory episode, maybe we'll do that next. You know, everybody come with their conspiracy theories and we throw that in there too.
Any conspiracy theory people want to join us?
Oh yeah. I know a few people that might. But I guess if you listening to this and you got some conspiracies, why don't you go and shoot a few either in the comments, hit me up in the inbox, and I'll say your name and say what your conspiracy is. But this has been another episode of Let's Find Out. So
let's find out.
Girl, it's Let's Find Out.
Okay, you want to do it again?
Nah, just forget it, bro. Oh, don't forget we got to put our girl at the bottom. We're going to tag it.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
All right.